Ever checked your AWS bill and thought, did Jeff Bezos really earn this much from my failed node build? Cloud providers sell you ease, but they also lock your data, costs, and apps into their domain. Coolify is open source, self-hosted, and file free, no Fortune 500 strings attached. That means that we can self-host this on a Raspberry Pi. So let's just get right into it. Before you get started, you always want to make sure that you have enough RAM, disk space, and what bit operating system are you running on. So to check that, you just need to type in uname-m in the terminal of your Raspberry Pi. So it should give out ART64. That means you're running on a 64-bit operating system. Next, what you want to do is type in free-h to check how much space you have left. So how much RAM you have left. So we have got about 15 gigabytes of RAM, which is more than enough. And next, what you want to do is just check how much space you've got left on your disk. So I've got 115 gigs left on my disk. My recommendation would be about 30 gigs of space left on your disk, and also about like 4 gigabytes of RAM till 8 gigs. So the best will be obviously 16 gigabytes like mine, but if you go with a lower model, I would just recommend either going with 8 gigabytes, which works completely fine, or a 4 gigabyte model if you're like really desperate. Next, what you want to do is you can actually now start to install it. So what you want to do is just paste this in, and just before bash, you just need to type in sudo so that it runs as a admin. So once you're done, it will start installing the scripts and all that. Once you're done, you will just get a list of IP addresses here, and you can just pick one out of it. Now, if your public IP address is port forwarded, then you can obviously access that. But since mine is not, I'm just going to use my network IP. Here you'll be asked for standard stuff to create an account. Now, note this is very important, since if anybody else accesses this before you, they might get your admin seat. But just fill out everything and hit on register. Once you've registered, we can just click on get started. And here you'll see explanation, what is Coolify, and next. And now we have two options. What we can do is we can set it up on a remote server, somewhere maybe in the cloud, for example, with the VPS, which is much cheaper than just using Vercel whatsoever. Or we can just use it on the Raspberry Pi. For simpler reasons, I'm just going to use the localhost. But if you're running a production server, well, then you must use a remote server. Well, it's not a must, but it's like it's preferred to use a remote server because of production grade stuff. Now I'm just going to click on localhost, and we can create a new project here, and let's do it. And accept and close, maybe next time. Yep. So what we can do here is we can connect a lot of stuff right here, and you get a lot of stuff. Like we can get a dashboard, and we can click here, and we can add a new resource. For example, we can connect a public repository, we can connect a private repository, a Docker file, or database, even like PostgreSQL, MariaDB, KeyDB, MongoDB, MySQL, Redis, Dragonfly, ClickHouse. We also have services like active pieces or even AppWrite, and there are many more stuff like here. Okay, so we can basically self-host everything here. And for example, you can also use N8N, which is really cool. And if you go over here, service, this is localhost. This is where the service running our current Coolify. And what we can do is SV storages. We can add shared variables like envs, notifications, keys and tokens, and tags. And we also get terminal here, so we can select one here, localhost, and you can see that we have a terminal right here. Our profile is basically here, and a lot of stuff here. And yep, that's it actually. So what we can do is actually we can set up Coolify here. So yeah, you can do lots of stuff with Coolify. If you like this video, please hit a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.